Welcome to the new episode of Mind Mining. I don't speak today only as a student of history. I speak today as a descendant. I speak as the great grandson of Hrishi Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. The name the world remembers, especially India remembers, today even more so. The pen that reshaped Bengali literature, the mind that gave India a voice when India was still learning how to speak as a nation. Today I speak with humility because carrying such a lineage is not about pride, it's about responsibility. Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay was born in 1838 in a land that was politically colonized but culturally very much alive as it is today also. India did not yet exist as a unified nation at that time, but it existed as an idea, a civilization, and a mother. Bankim Chandra grew up at the meeting of two worlds, ancient Sanskrit heritage and the modern Western education, tradition and transformation, spiritual depth and rational inquiry. He became one of the earliest graduates of the University of Calcutta. He served as a deputy magistrate and under the British administration. Inside him always lived something far more powerful than just an officer. Inside him lived a storyteller, a philosopher, a quiet revolutionary. Bankim Chandra, as we fondly call him in Bengali, did not believe revolutions only begin with weapons. He believed revolutions begin with consciousness. Before him, Bengali prose fiction, as we know, it did not truly exist. He built the modern Bengali novel from the ground up. Novels like Durgesh Nandini, Kapal Kundala, Devi Chaudhurani, and Anandamot. He introduced something radical much ahead of his time. Indian heroes, Indian moral courage, Indian spiritual strength, Indian dignity. At a time when colonial narratives subtly suggested Indian inferiority, Bankim Chandra wrote stories where Indians were brave, complex, intelligent, and sovereign in spirit. But among all his works, one creation transcended literature. One hymn crossed time. One poem became a nation's heartbeat. That's Vande Mataram. Most people know Vande Mataram as a patriotic slogan. Few understand its depth. Few still understands its origin, as we have seen in many examples recently. Vande Mataram was not originally written as a political chant. It was convinced and conceived as a devotional hymn to the mother as land, the mother as culture, the mother as divine presence. It first appeared in his novel Anandamot in the year as back as 1882. Within the story, ascetic warriors sing it not out of hatred, not out of rage, but out of devotion. Devotion to a land that nourishes, devotion to a civilization that sustains, devotion to a mother who gives without asking. The opening words are simple. I bow to thee, mother. Not I conquer, not I dominate, neither I destroy, I bow. This single choice of language reveals Bankim Chandra's philosophy. Nationalism for him was not aggression, it was reverence. He envisioned the nation not as territory to possess, but as a mother to serve. The imagery of Vande Mataram is layered. It praises fertile fields, flowing rivers, blooming forests, golden harvests. This is not abstract patriotism, it is intimate patriotism. It teaches people to love what feeds them, to honor what sustains them, to protect what nurtures them. Vande Mataram left the pages of a novel and entered in public life. It was sung at political gatherings, recited at sessions of the Indian National Congress, chanted by freedom fighters, whispered in prison. British authorities recognized its power and feared it. Because an empire can fight weapons, but it struggles against awakened identity. When people sing together, they stop feeling alone. When people feel rooted, they stop feeling weak. This is what Vande Mataram did for India. It gave Indians a shared emotional center, yet Bankim Chandra was never a simplistic ideologue. He was deeply aware of India's diversity. The poem contains spiritual imagery drawn from Hindu traditions, but its first verses are universal in tone, celebrating land, abundance, beauty, and motherhood. This is why later, during the freedom movement, leaders chose to emphasize the opening stanzas as a unifying national song. In 1950, independent India formally recognized Vande Mataram as the national song, not replacing the national anthem, not competing with it, standing alongside it. Two songs, two expressions, one nation. As someone born generations after Bankim Chandra, and I did not grow up in colonial India. With service, not with blind rage, not with superiority, not with exclusion. If I have inherited anything from him, I hope it is not fame. I hope it is not recognition. I hope it is not courage. Courage to speak truth, courage to honor culture without hating others, courage to build rather than merely criticize. Today, when I say Bande Mataram, I do not say it as a slogan. I say it as a prayer that India remains compassionate for, a prayer that India remains plural, a prayer that India remains spiritually alive, a prayer that we remember. Before we were citizens, we were children of a mother. Before we were political beings, we were civilizational beings. My great grandfather gave India words. It is our generation's duty to give those words a meaning. Vande Mataram.